Ya yo, everyone. That is the voice of your Yonko host, DrJaceAttorney, and we are bringing court back into session at the Yonko table with The Penguin, episode 6. Things are heating up in The Penguin based off of the Batman movie of the same name. We got 2 episodes left after this one, 7 and 8, but I think tensions are heating up between both Penguin and Sophia Falcone, or how does she call her name now? Gigante? No, not Gigante. What's her name?
Gigante.
Gigante. She actually emphasizes the G. Fair enough. Things are heating up, and the drug epidemic with Bliss is gearing up things in Gotham City. I was about to say Arkham City. We're not there yet. But with me, as always, is fellow Marvel fanatic, Grandmaster Hoop. Grandmaster, we only have 2 episodes left after this. And I know I don't know how you're going to feel once this series is over and done with. But I get the feeling it's going to leave a big empty hole in your chest. How are you feeling so far with episode 6 of The Penguin?
I could have sworn I watched this before. Someone pushed to do some morally wrong things in the name of crime. Sounds familiar. I'll go watch that show instead.
Elaborate. What are you alluding to?
Don't matter. Continue. The point is there are better shows.
Why are you always comparing this to another show? Why can't you just enjoy the moment for what it is?
There's nothing that sets the Penguin apart. Penguin is just another generic crime show. Its execution might be there, but it's the same old story.
The comparison is to who? Because some of our listeners may not be as...
It'll come out in conversation. Let's keep it going.
For all I know, you might double or triple down before we get there. You might be like, I'm just going to keep alluding to it. I'm not going to say the name.
I'm sure it'll come up.
I'm not going to say
anything.
It'll
come up.
How'd you enjoy the episode?
It's fine. It's serviceable.
Just another week. Just another schlop from DC's The Penguin. Nothing stand out.
I didn't fall asleep in this one.
Was it more engaging than the other ones?
Sophia, let me put on my shades.
Oh, you're talking about that guy. I call him Shades. I don't even know his name in this show. I can't pretend that I like him. Goodness. Her lover at this point, it's really her lover.
Her boy toy.
Her boy toy. She went to town on that guy. You saw all the blood on his chest and everything?
Yeah, they look like they had a grand old time.
Correct.
Boring.
Boring what? You weren't engaged with that? Well, you wanted to see it.
I don't care for their weird relationship where he clearly breaks patient doctor protocol.
Well, I don't think he's treating her anymore. So would it still be okay for him to in this mythos proceed?
I'm not a doctor.
That's not the medicine you prescribe.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not in charge.
Man. I mean, Shades is Shades. I don't know. I didn't like him in Luke Cage. I feel like he's doing the same thing here. So it's all good. But Sophia Falcone is not alone in this endeavor. We also had Salvatore Moroni. Did you like Salvatore living under the same roof as Sophia, making Mamma Mia? So I don't know what the hell they were making. Cheese? Was it cheese that he was making? Some yogurt?
God, why are you asking such minimal details that have nothing to do?
Because clearly the grander things you don't give a shit about. So I might as well ask about the mundane things. See if that perks you up a bit.
I don't care about their quasi father-daughter relationship that he never had the relationship with his son because he was locked up, and she never had the relationship with her father because he was a woman murdering maniac. So now they have this quasi bond formed over the mutual hatred of Oz. Who cares?
Nothing I do can convince you.
I gave more perspective on that scene than you did.
What scene?
You don't even know what we're talking about
I gave
anymore.
more perspective.
You
Are you-
talked about the
that scene than
kitchen
you
scene.
did.
Right,
What
yeah,
scene?
with the yogurt and the Mamma
You don't
Mia
even know what we're
stuff.
talking about. Yeah, I just gave a great
You talked about the
perspective.
kitchen
You're not
scene.
paying
Right,
attention.
yeah. I was. They talked.
You sure you don't like this show?
I like the show. I'm
I
just
don't
not,
think so. I think I pay more attention than you actually do.
I'm just not
Because
toxic towards
I
the show.
care. I care to watch this show and pick it apart to where I think y'all are just mesmerized by every little thing, but you're not actually.
I was
paying
mesmerized by
attention.
them making food together. You have any idea how much those families hated each other throughout the entire series? That was their
Yes.
sworn enemy, and they are cooking under the same roof. That's
Yes.
insane. That
It's not that insane.
oh
She
right,
killed-
right. It's just average. It's just average.
She
It's average.
she killed all the Falcons, so those were his real enemies. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend. They both hate the Falcons. I can believe they're gonna cook together.
But now, oh, what is that? What they were doing? Like the metaphorical reason for cooking? They're cooking together. Let them cook.
Stay out of my territory.
Is that the show you're comparing this to?
Every crime show fits into an episode of The Penguin.
Every crime show? I mean, isn't that a good thing? You could draw inspiration from it.
No, we don't need inspiration. We need originality.
Go ahead. Carry this for a little bit. Give me 1 second.
For what?
Just carry it. Just carry
Carry
it.
what? I got nothing to say.
Yes, you
about
do.
this show.
What happened next?
I don't know what happened next. I don't know. I have no idea.
Why are you blanking? I know you watched the episode. Do you watch the episode, bro?
I
you
do
watch
watch
it?
the episode. See, it's so uneventful. I guess obviously the big thing here is Oz's. They kind of did a flash forward to where we're jumping into Oz is kind of in the heat of it, of the Bliss production. You know, they're not there. We were down to 2. We only started with 2 barrels. Now look at all we got. We got this going. The generator. Mickey, you got to get the generator running so we can have these things frozen. Smart to go ahead and jump ahead, I guess, versus the slow burn of watching the drug empire build. But he's making moves. Ooh, Oz, he's making moves. He's giving bliss to all the major gangs. Sophia and Sal are just kind of like, I hate Oz. He's doing such a good job. Gabagool.
That's problematic. Gabagool, was it the Sopranos?
They're Italian. Their emphasis on the Italian accent. It's okay.
Sure. Fine. Fine. Did you like the time skip that they did? How much time passed between this episode and the last one? I was
did
under
not
the
say.
impression that it was like a couple months, but then a couple times they made it sound like it was the other day. The last episode was.
I imagine it was a subtle time skip, nothing crazy. But yeah, they got a locker room full of drugs in the cold. I was like, where's Mr. Freeze? Why can't Mr. Freeze be here? Why can't a
Is
guy
that
named
what
Victor?
you wanted? That would have been.
Why can't Freeze's cooling unit? I need them here. Victor, I need you to talk to Victor Freeze. Get him down here so we can get these coolants going so we can cool our drugs.
What if
Is that
Vic
so much
is,
to ask for?
What if Vic is going to be the Victor Freeze that you want?
Vic is not going to be Victor Freeze.
What if
no.
he is going to be?
He could be Victor Zaz because there's all these Victors in Gotham.
Does that mean everyone's a psychopath? If you have the name Victor, you have to eventually go down a path of crime.
No, what I'm saying is you can just throw in another Victor, bring in Mr. Freeze, let him be the one. Mr. Penguin, I have to take care of my wife. She's ill. I don't have time to take care of your drugs. What the fuck is the matter with you, Victor? We're trying to build something here.
I think you like the Penguin more than you let on. You
I
only
I
quote the
don't.
Penguin. You only
I
quote the Penguin,
I'm
despite
not. That's not a
despite
quote. I made
this
that up.
despite doubling and tripling down on Agatha. I never see you quote anything from Agatha compared to what you do with the Penguin. Whether or not it's a direct quote from the Penguin, you adopt all of the accents and the nomenclature that Penguin uses.
It's very easy to do. It's easy accent to do. That's why. You
It's
want to forget
funny.
my name? You can't forget my name. Nobody knows my name. Somebody please learn my name.
It's funny. It's funny. It
Look,
works.
it is fun to make fun of. If I am quoting a show, it is because I probably
Have fun with
like
it.
to.
You
No,
had you
no,
like it. Do you,
I'm making fun of it.
that's
That
not
is
true.
predominantly the reason why I quote a show. I asked for extra pickles. They gave me two.
That's not you making
As if
fun
one
of
was
it
the
though.
standard. That is.
You quote Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul all the time. Actually, maybe not Better Call Saul. I never heard a quote from Better Call Saul from you, but I've heard Breaking Bad before. So if you're quoting Breaking Bad, I know you're not making fun of Breaking Bad. If you're
The
quoting the
point is this.
Penguin, I know you like the Penguin. You just,
I quote the Penguin to make fun of the Penguin because again, nothing stands out. Again, what the Penguin really has going for it is just its execution of its story to where, yes, if it is indeed unoriginal and it is off the piggybacks of, shows like Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, all that jazz, it has to meet the bar in terms of at least decent acting and decent storytelling, which I said from the beginning, The Penguin is a serviceable show. It's not so terrible where I cannot watch it. I can watch The Penguin.
give
I
an example
can,
of a show that you cannot watch.
I cannot watch. Um, I don't know. I can't think of one
Percy
because I probably didn't watch
Jackson.
it. I can watch Percy Jackson. I watched Percy Jackson.
I thought you didn't like Percy Jackson.
I have my issues with Percy Jackson, but overall, it's
Secret
a fine
Invasion.
show. Secret Invasion, I would not rewatch it again.
So this is a
I shows that I can rewatch. You know me, I rewatch shows all the time.
I'm
If I
very
can,
much aware.
if I can rewatch a show, that means it's very quality. And the more times I watched it, that means how great of a show it is. Hey Arnold, I have rewatched so many
From
times.
beginning to end?
I don't think the Penguin will ever top the
That's a weird
the
comparison. Why
feats
Hey
of
Arnold?
Hey Arnold, the feats of Hey Arnold, the Penguin. Hey, football head kid, come in. I want to teach you something, football head kid, and you, tall hair boy, yeah, girl with the one unibrow. Yeah,
When they do the flashback to Oz as a kid, they're gonna do the scene from Hey Arnold with the mother and child where they're walking by him and they'll say, "Look, mommy, it's a fat man." Oh no no no, honey, no 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 no, that's not a fat man. That's not nice. That's a fat boy.
see, you can quote Hey Arnold because it's genius. The Penguin,
The Penguin
I
is
I
genius.
I don't want to call the Penguin genius. It's
I
just
asked for
playing on
8 pickles. I
tropes.
got 2.
The Penguin is playing on tropes. So obviously
But they're good tropes.
a big selling point here in this episode was Victor and his progression of the life. He turned away his girlfriend, a chance for freedom away from this life. Boom, he's with Oz. But from here, obviously now he's doing big boy things. He's running drops or I don't know, going out to the gangs, promoting their product,
He rides a
getting them
motorcycle
on
now. That's
board.
cool.
He rides a motorcycle. I thought it was about to be Catwoman. I was like, oh my God, it might be Catwoman.
Oh my God, a reference. A reference. I think it's her. I knew it. I knew as soon as I saw that dumb motorcycle. You were probably shitting yourself. Which comic book character is this? Who's
I
coming
think
up here?
I think in a story about the Falcone family, and Matt Reeves previously made Selena Kyle the daughter of Carmine Falcone, I think it would make sense that she plays some role in the demise of the Falcone family or have some relative thought or perspective. But it's fine. It's Vic. He's cool now. He's getting cooler. But obviously, the story, and again, we knew this was coming. Eventually, there'd be him joining Oz full time was not the turning point or the point of no return. What he did in
Right.
this episode was the point of no return. Do do you think this was executed well?
Like the actual point of no return? Yes, 100%. I think it was done
So
flawlessly.
so his interaction with Squid.
Right, because Squid was always that reminder. Squid, I'm trying to find a good comparison to it. Squid was always just kind of that reminder of where he came from and who he was prior to meeting Oswald. If any, I'm surprised they didn't hammer in something where maybe Squid made fun of his stutter. Did he make fun of his stutter at all in this episode? I don't think so. I don't think
I
he
don't
did.
think so.
But I feel like Squid being around and being the type of person that he is, like, Vic was always trying to avoid him once he returned to Crown Point. He didn't want to deal with Squid. He knew what trouble Squid was into, and he knew that he was going to just cause issues with his relationship with Oswald. And one thing I liked about this was when eventually, so right, both him and Vic, they bump into each other, right? He's like, hey, look, I don't know what his impression is, but he's like, hey, let me in with Oswald, and I can help around with, drops or the trade routes or whatever. And then the trade-off with that is, hey, I won't run to the Maronis and tell them where you guys are shacked up at. Um, and I like it happened with Vic in particular because with him, this was becoming a choice where he was like, is he just gonna run to Oswald and, for lack of better words, is he gonna bitch to him and say, hey, daddy, someone's in the street picking on me, he won't leave me alone, he's trying to steal my lunch money? Or was Vic, now with the newfound confidence that he has and the mindset of he does not want to go back to that life where he was stepped on everywhere he went, is he gonna take matters into his own hands? The second he went to Oswald, when Oswald was doing that generator stuff, and he mentioned Squid to Oswald, and then Oswald didn't listen, and he's like, oh yeah, did you say something about some guy bothering you? And Vic said, no, don't worry about it. I knew from there he was gonna kill him. From there, he said, you know what? No, this man has given me a life, a messed up life, but he's given me power in my life, and I'm going to use that power to shut this bastard up. Maybe not kill him. Obviously, the idea was not to go there and kill him, but the idea was, I'm going to try plan A. If plan A doesn't work, we are locking in with plan B. That like he had that locked in. Let's go with plan A. Plan A was hey, you know what I'm saying? Here's how much money did he give him? Like a
That
couple
is,
hundred?
I don't know what's in a drug dealer's role.
He gave him like a couple hundred, a couple squid. Actually, I think that's a term, a couple squid. A
Sure.
squid. He gave him some money. This guy was not having it. And right as Vic was leading him away, I'm like, nope, it's over. He's gonna kill him. And the contrast to that is the story that Sophia was going through. You were supposed to give and take. You had two characters, seemingly, that had not crossed that point yet, the point of no return, where Sophia, yeah, she killed her family, right? She did all those heinous things in Arkham, blah, 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 whatever. But the point of no return for Sophia would have been just killing anyone that has anything to do with her progress towards Cobblepot. And that was her interaction with I forget her name, Carmona. What's the What's Oswald's piece? You don't
Got
know?
nothing. Nope.
Her.
I don't pay attention.
Of course you don't.
I,
I
I
know you don't. I know you don't. It's fine.
her real name is Carmen Ejogo.
Car-
That's the
Oh,
actress's
I thought
name.
that was. Oh wow. I thought they said her name on the little photograph that she left him. Either
I don't
way,
know.
either way, the point is you were supposed to think Sophia's gonna be the one. She is the hangman after all. She's the one that's gonna go past that point of no return again and just kill anyone that gives her that gets her closer to Cobblepot. But it wasn't her that did it this episode. It was Vic. Innocent old Vic killing Squid. Now, mind you, Squid was pressing. Squid was pressing. It's not like, it's not like Squid was just some innocent bystander and, Vic just, was going on a power trip. He was protecting his own. He was protecting his own. If anything, he took the advice of Oz's mother and Oswald himself to heart. He's like, no, if these people are going to be like this, I got to lock in. I got to lock in. And what does Oswald tell him? It gets easier, Vic. Don't worry. It gets easier. After this, look me in the eye. Straight up here. Oh, see? I like him. I like his shtick. All right, come on, your turn. Wake up. I need your ass to wake up.
I'm here.
Are you here? I think you're gone.
I mean, you skipped the whole part where he did it and he was like, why'd you make me do it? Showing the regret and the remorse he had for that moment. But, he did it. He knew he was going to have to do it. But sure, right. He broke bad. He broke bad. He broke bad. Breaking Bad.
No.
That's
stop.
the point of no return. He can't come back from this.
Oh, you think that's his Jesse moment with Gale?
No, that's his Walter. Well, yeah, I guess
I would say with
Gale.
his Gale, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about Gale. Yeah, no. Well, I also compared it to, when Walter killed Crazy 8 with the bike lock.
Crazy 8 with the bike lock.
Season 1 in the basement.
Right.
Why'd you make me do this? You didn't have to try to stab me.
I guess, but then the comparison would have to be Vic as Walt. I would say he's more of a Jesse.
Yes, he is Jesse to Oz, but it is Walter who ultimately, Jesse is they interchange. Jesse's the one who introduced Walter to the life. Oz introduced Victor to the life. So in that point, while Oz and Jesse are the introductory person to the life. So when Walter finally kills Crazy 8, now Victor kills Squid, that is his point of no return. Because from here, it only gets easier. That would imply that Victor's going to do it again. It wasn't like,
if push comes to shove, he will do it again.
Again, right. And obviously the response here is that it's not, hey, you did a good thing. You never have to do it again. It gets easier. He is implying that this will most likely happen again. So we shall see, I guess. From here, I am indeed interested to where Victor's story goes. Victor has been the most interesting part of this story for me. I'm sorry, I don't care about Sophia.
You're
a
don't. Problem then. You just don't like main female leads.
Right. I hate female leads. Like,
it has to be that. She has the most engaging episode from Arkham.
Right, because I hate Agatha all along so much. I hate six female leads in Agatha all along. You remove
the Marvel sticker off of Agatha, you hate it. You hate it.
Correct.
It's boring.
You're right. But again, I'm actually gonna God Emperor Tony Howard, Victor Von Doom Stark. mentioned in the chat the disconnection from the Batman. I'm gonna point that out here because
Where's the reference? Where's
I
Batman?
I
Where's
did.
Penguin?
So I'll say
Where's
this. I'll say this.
Freeze?
My favorite scene in this episode was indeed the Gold Summit. Everybody take a beer. We're gonna toast to taking back Gotham, and so people can remember our names, so we don't have to wear name tags. Where is the mention of? Yeah, they're sitting in their mansions over there. Your people built the bridge. You got vengeance running around beating people to a pulp. It's time we take back Gotham. What could we not get any mention of Batman in this speech? And what I
He's
thought
not
was
a
actually,
threat right now.
I thought it was a really good speech, but I'm like, just one mere mention of Batman, and I just feel they hit a home run with the scene.
See
One
that's a
mere
problem.
mention.
No, that's a problem.
It was a great scene. I loved
You said it's a home run. Is this like a grand slam at least? What is it?
a grand slam's better than a home run. So
All right, but which because if you're saying it's a home
this is
run,
a triple. It's a triple.
it's a triple.
I said
The
it
speech is
could
a
have been a home
triple.
run.
So the Batman was that extra spice you need, the spicy mayo.
The Batman knocks it out of the park
I don't know what to do with you anymore.
because had
6
they mentioned the
episodes
Batman
I just
in
don't
this
know what to
moment,
do.
it would have addressed every single issue that the mob and the drug trades are having. They're having trouble, with the Gotham elitists, the one percenters.
Mm.
They were having trouble with the Maronis and the Falcons. The only other issue they have is the Batman. Penguin's car got flipped by Batman.
But that's already taken care of. They've moved on from it. Why are they going to be sticklers about him? Why would you want them to reference the Batman here versus not showing him at all throughout the rest of the series?
Listen,
because that to me is more problematic. If Penguin mentioned the Batman in that scene, I would have been like, show don't tell. What do you mean that he's still a problem? What do you mean you still hate him? You've done this drug run with Bliss for God knows how long. You haven't mentioned him once, but now you want to mention him in a speech?
This is the issue I had with Creed 3. In Creed 3, where there's no Rocky in Creed 3, and they only mentioned Rocky once in the movie.
But Creed 3 was still great.
Creed 3 was not great.
What? What are you talking about?
Good. Creed 3 was good.
We walked out of that theater of Creed 3 and we all liked it. Don't get it twisted.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said it wasn't great. It was good. It was not great. Creed 2 and Creed 1 are great films. Creed 3 is only good. And Creed 3's issue is that it tries to separate itself by not referring to Rocky except for one mere mention. And I found that stupid because there is a world that was built with the Creed films. And although Sylvester Stallone's character, Rocky, is still alive and not present in this movie, we need to refer to the greater world that was established. Batman, again, I don't need him to show up. I don't need him to show up.
I think you need him to show up. You want him to show up.
No, I'm past the fact that this is a Penguin-based show and that he does not need to be in the show. But this is a world where he is an active factor. So I need his presence to loom over these characters. Penguin's car got flipped by Batman.
He's not driving that car anymore.
I don't care.
You want him to hold a vendetta against him. He's got a business to run.
I feel that should have been part of the trauma, but it's fine. We can meet in broad moonlight all these major crime families.
No, you just want moonlight to happen again.
We could go have a beer together. Again, that was my favorite scene of the episode. I thought it was really well done. I actually liked Colin Farrell's delivery of the speech. Could someone please remember his gosh darn name? And he'll be happy.
Who? Wait, is that a quote?
You're killing me. This is how I know you don't pay attention. Half his speech is about how nobody knows their names.
Oh, yeah, the Donnie boy.
Oh no, well Donnie Boy, that's his name. But
Donnie Boy was the one that brought up the whole thing about, oh, I got 2 of my boys. They're all strung up by the hangman. That was
right,
Donnie Boy. Jesus, in the scene. In the scene.
right. But
Yes.
again, Penguin's whole thing was that they don't get respect. You know, Penguin goes up to the new person downtown. You're Carmine's boy.
That was the councilman. That was one of the councilmen.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not Carmine's boy. Name is Oz Cobb. Don't forget it. I'll pull your nose off. I like to walk like this because I'm a penguin. That's the gimmick. Don't forget it. Okay? Turn the lights back on in my neighborhood. I know you could do it.
I mean, they kind of did by the end.
They did it. It worked. Oswald's intimidation factor 0.1.
0.1.
He's building himself up. It's working.
I mean,
I
he
guess
succeeded in that deal with the Zhao family.
all those families.
I mean, the Zhaos were the main ones. The Zhaos were the main ones. The
You mean they're the
triads.
main ones who were skeptical about it?
Right.
He
Well,
betrays everybody.
Right. I mean, at least he doubled down on it. He didn't try to hide it. I thought he was gonna try and hide that at first.
I think his vulnerability saying, you know, yeah, I killed Alberto. I screwed Sophia, took her drugs. I think they all had a kind of a, just like a mutual kind of a shared experience of, I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of the people that he rounded up, he got the black mob there, he got the Chinese group, he got the Irish people there, he got what looked to be, I guess, a female led gang, the Low Boys.
Oh boy. Oh, was that the lady with the shotgun?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then you got him who's, handicapped. So I was like, oh, is he rounding up the minorities to
Oh
go
my
against?
God, you're a problem.
Oh, no, I think that's what it was.
No.
I think that's what it was. I think that's why they all had a kind of, you know, damn, they always picking on us. He's right. Let's drink to that.
See, it was a good speech. I liked it.
It's a good speech. And then again, thematically, you have all these various oppressed groups coming together to take on, I mean, an oppressed crime group all coming together to take on another crime group that I guess historically is not as oppressed.
I think probably the reason why you don't get mentions of the Batman in here is like, isn't he more involved with like the street punks at this point in his career versus like tackling the underground syndicates? Like a more seasoned Batman.
Talk to the last movie then.
I'm just saying.
Talk to the last movie. No, he can get mentioned regardless. I don't care what nobody says.
You don't care what you don't care what any good writers have to say. It doesn't make sense in the context of the show.
A great writer would have included Batman in some capacity.
A great writer would have mentioned Metropolis and name drop Krypton.
A great writer would have mentioned Metropolis. You're right, because if this is a greater DC universe, hey, I got drugs coming in from Central City. They say they got some dude in red running around.
No, that's too fantastical. No one wants that.
Hey, you in the big blue and red. You want to come over here? Give us some help. Give us some LexCorp product. Could have been something. A great writer could have done it. But we only get serviceable here. So it's fine. It's fine.
I don't know what to do.
Whatchamacallit? The other big thing here was the sellout. Eve is her name. Eve and Eve.
Coswald's
Cobblepot's
piece.
You know, he's not Cobblepot in the show. He's just Cobb in the show.
Cobb. Yeah, tomato, tomato.
I'm waiting for the flashback to be like the immigration story. They immigrated over. They told him to drop the pot.
I'm thinking it should come. I know in the trailer for the season, they showcase some flashback with Oswald as a kid. So I know we're geared
I
up for that one. I mean, within the next 2 episodes, we're getting some kind of flashback with him.
I'm sure there will be a flashback. They've been alluding to his brothers throughout the season and the relationship with the brothers and that they're dead, you know, because his mother was also supposed to be dead. So I do imagine there will be a flashback where we learn what happened to the brothers, and I could only imagine what happened to the brothers. Quite worried that, sorry, worried would imply that I care.
No. You let it slip. Mask off.
I'm
You
I'm
actually do care,
curious.
so that's
I'm
okay.
I don't know. I am curious to see if Oz had a hand in whatever happened to his brothers, and his father's missing too. Um, so I'm sure we'll get a flashback. But yeah, I guess the other big scene here was with Eve and Sophia. Kind of, I don't know. When I think about it now, I think about why this scene also works here is because these are women who have always been at the behest of the men of power, you know, and it's like who has their back? Nobody had Sophia's back in that whole house of Falcone. Nobody had her back. Eve has had a team of women who she supports, and they support her, vice versa. And I guess there's the juxtaposition of what if Sophia A had people looking after her, B what if Sophia had like women looking after her versus always trying to compete in this male dominated profession, to where I think that's where Eve's sympathy comes, or empathy comes, towards Sophia, even though she's got her at gunpoint. I think this scene actually works. You
Would you
don't
say
see
it's
this
good?
often. Huh?
Would you
I said
say
it
it's good?
works. I said it works.
Is it good?
Good works, doesn't matter what I call
Yes,
it.
it does. What are your thoughts on it? Is it a
I,
good
I
scene?
just
Did you
gave it. I
like the
said it
scene?
works. I said it works. I think you in a show like The Penguin, which is a male protagonist centered in the world of Gotham, which is Batman and the rest of the patriarchy. Outside of Batgirl as a leading lady, the most you got are villains. Here you just have relatively victims of the world they're a part of, Sophia and Eve, and they're both just trying to make it. So I believe it works.
I like the scene.
I like the scene. I like the scene. What
I
did you
did.
like about the scene?
I like their back and forth. There was a lot of tension with them trying to go over, how they were both betrayed by Cobblepot in some way. How Sophia nonchalantly threw in there, like, yeah, by the way, did you know my father, he was murdering some of your girls? Did did
That
did
is
Cobble
not the accent.
did Quabble did Quabble did Quabblepaw ever tell you about this?
I don't know what you're doing. It's just an
It's
Italian
giving Sophia.
accent.
Or
It
maybe
is
I'm
a.
giving more his mother than Sophia.
I don't know what you're doing, but it's just that Italian New Yorker accent.
Quabblepaw.
Cobb, just say Cobb. I'm looking for Oz Cobb.
I don't know. I don't know. They both give off the accent. But either way, I mean, I thought the scene was really moving just because she didn't kill her. That was the point of no return that I was referring to regarding like Vic.
Yes, I recall.
Yeah. In contrast to where Sophia is at, Sophia was likely from the audience perspective probably going to kill someone like her, just to get at Vic. I'm sorry, not Vic. Oz in some way, because she's on a revenge spree.
Correct.
She doesn't care who gets in her way. And she
Correct.
wants to hurt him. She wants to hurt him, but she
Correct.
does
Yep.
not. She does not cross that line.
No, she was ready though.
She was ready, but I mean, again, voice of reason. She's understanding, like, hey, this is just someone. Even though she could lead me to Oz, because she was ready to just leave and not get anything from her. At that point, she had a heart to heart with this person and said, you know what, she's not gonna give me anything. But I can empathize with. She was hurt and betrayed by this man just as much as I was. I'm going to cut her some slack and go find something else. And on
actually,
her own, she got up and said, oh, by the way, Crown Point, you deserve your shot.
and
Powerful.
actually, I think,
Powerful.
and I do think there is build up too with regards to how she even gets to Eve's apartment. That one other girl whose name I forget,
Roxy?
she sells Roxy, sure. She sells out Eve, right?
Mm.
And then she's like, yeah, I told Roxy to send you up. To where it's like Sophia at first thought she, won in that moment because she's like, I'm powerful. People are willing to bow to me for the right price, which I can meet their expectations of that. But in reality, money didn't win. That was loyalty that got her up there.
Right.
Those girls were loyal to Eve, and loyalty is something Sophia has severely lacked. Oz couldn't stay loyal to her. Her family couldn't stay loyal to her. Really, I think that's at the heart of what Sophia's looking for. She's looking for, I think she wants respect. What she needs is like loyalty and family and people she can trust. That's what she needs.
She has shades.
Shades is just a boy toy.
Why'd you say it so longingly?
Because he's.
It should have been me, not him. Is that
No,
what
I
you're
don't
saying?
care.
Why are you saying it like that?
I didn't say it like that. I think Shades is. He hasn't. His character has not added anything for me. As from what they have shown, I don't. I don't really see kind of what his existence is here for. I don't know what he did for. I'm not sure what he did for Sophia during her time at Arkham, and I'm not sure what he's doing here for her now. I don't know the purpose of his character.
I think it's just that he's the boy toy. That's
at
it.
this rate.
She gets to release all her pent up tension and frustrations out on him, and then they move on. And that's it. She showed him the door, like right after, like immediately right after. Dom will see you out. Goodbye.
Right. You done with me already? You done with me already?
He was ready for round 2. I'll commend him. He was ready. I mean, that's really, well, outside of that. Oh, wait, you know what? No. The scenes with the mother, Frances, I think her name is. Frances.
Yes.
I thought these scenes were really, really good. Specifically, the one where at first in the beginning, Vic was, I don't know what the term would be here, but he was kind of not humoring, but like kind of going along with the memory lapses as a coping mechanism to let her calm down. And Oz was not having any of it. Hey, what are you doing? That's not real. Ma, I'm here. Dad's dead. I forgot his brother's names, but
Jack.
There was one that started with actually I don't even remember.
Don't worry about it. The brothers.
Point is, I like this scene a lot because Vic had his own ways in trying to comfort her, and I'm telling you. Well, actually, you know what? I don't even know because now my mind has kind of changed with how the episode ended. Because my takeaway from this was Vic was gonna have his own ways of comforting his mother and getting close to his mother, and Oz has always just wanted that, like the love from his mother and the gratitude from her, the proudness of being her son. And I felt like some of it may have been misdirected, her fondness towards Vic. And I, at some point, not in this episode, but maybe in the next weeks or the week after, I thought it was gonna get to a boiling point where Oz was gonna get jealous with Vic over how his mother has been treating him versus Vic. And I don't know, Oz was gonna beat up Vic or try and kill him or something like that. But now I don't think they're going in that direction. I don't think they're going that way.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think they're going that direction. I
Well,
think
not
what it really
anymore.
is, well, I think they're really just trying to showcase is that Oz is not there. It is Vic who's taking care of her when he can. And Vic had already established kind of how he deals with her episodes, but he just didn't know there's something obviously deeper rooted with Oz and his brothers and all their relationships with the mother, to
Right.
where I think that probably plays into why they're not here. We don't know where they are. We don't know what happened to them. They were killed, which Sophia believed about the mother too. So it's like maybe they're not dead. Maybe they're running a deli on the west side of Gotham. But I think the big thing here was, Oz wants to be there for his mother and
Right.
be the breadwinner, bring home the bacon, make sure she's well off. But he's also just, in doing so, he's not there, to where now Victor has formed, I don't want to call it a kinship, but they have a little caretaker
He's the nurse.
attending.
He's the nurse.
Yeah. And I think it works. But he didn't know he was stepping on, you know, uh
Old
I guess,
wounds.
yeah. Yeah, you don't talk about my brother. Not never, never. You don't talk about him.
You have no
You
right.
don't you have no right. So that's good. It's gonna come up. It's something is going to give, and we're gonna learn about this relationship with the brothers. But yeah, this whole thing carries over to the last scene, which I thought the last scene was also done really well.
It
Where
was.
when did you see the captions when it said a thudding sound?
I didn't see that.
So they were dancing in the room, or before he starts really dancing with her, you hear it too. Something breaks or falls, and he ignores it, and he just starts dancing with Francis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because he
And I
wanted
was
to go
like,
check what it was, and she was like, "No, no, dance with me." Right.
right, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, she's in the goddamn house.
You knew it was her.
Oh, of course. I was like, okay, come on, slow pan.
What if it was
Show
Squid?
Squid's dead.
What? It was just a bullet hole on the neck.
Squid was not living from that. I thought he had a chance since it pierced his neck. I was like, oh, he might survive that. And then he definitely did not survive that. Um, but
Yeah.
no,
No, she's.
I knew it was Sophia because, and again, I guess this scene hits even more because the idea that Sophia just keeps finding out she's constantly lied to by Oz, uh,
Oh, that the mother is alive.
that the mother is alive. She took that so personal right there. She was hoping, she went through all that trouble to find someone he cares about, uh, tracking down Eve and
What are the
whatnot.
odds? That's my boy. That's my boy. Oh.
That's my boy Oz.
Oh. That's.
She said, Oz? Oz? You can't keep getting away with it.
That was definitely Sophia. How far do you think she's gonna take it?
Did you see the preview from the next
I
episode?
saw part of it, but they kind of just captured them. They didn't show her
I
really
mean,
doing anything.
I'm sure they're alive. They don't have no bargaining chip if they kill him off rip. So
Right.
sure they're alive. They're probably beating the shit out of Victor.
Why
You
Victor?
know,
Why is Victor got to be the one?
she's an old, frail lady. I think they have some human decency left.
I don't know. They're trying to get back at Oz. They really want, and that's the thing too. Is it that they want to just use them so that they can lure him out and do what they want to Oz, or are they going to use them as well to hurt Oz, indirectly, and I don't know, just torture them both, torture all three of them.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they're going to torture Vic, and then Oz is going to say, "Yeah, him. I don't care about him." You
No,
try to
come
pull.
on, he's not gonna throw him under the bus.
I I read an interview with Colin Farrell,
Stop.
and Colin Farrell said, "Oh, you think you hate Oz now? Just wait till episode 7 or 8."
That might just be a flashback to his family.
I think what Oz, as he's been showing his true colors throughout this series, is that the idea is that Sophia's like, we got to find someone he cares about. Eve puts in his mind he might not actually care about anybody. And that might very be true when push comes to shove. If it's a toss up between Vic and his mother, who do you think he's going to choose?
Not his mother.
I think he's going to choose his mother. I think he's going to let Vic give,
But I don't take that as Colin Farrell saying like, oh, how dare he choose how dare he choose his mother over Vic, I feel like it has to be in reference to something else, because if he's saying, oh, if you think you hate Oz, wait until episode 7, and it's a choice between, hey, Oz, which one do you want us to murder first, your mother or your bag boy? I mean, and then if Oz says, oh yeah, get rid of Vic, I don't care, but I need my mother, that to me doesn't scream like bad guy. He just chose like, hey, that's my mother. Of course I'm gonna choose my mother. He has to do something way worse than that. He either has to like completely throw Vic under the bus for something, or the flashback that he has to show something messed up that he did with his family that probably resulted in their deaths. That was intentional with his brothers and probably his dad.
I mean, I think you're just forgetting how much people have now grown attached to Vic, to where if Vic dies, which I don't think Vic makes it out of this series. I really don't. How pissed you're gonna be at Oz if Vic doesn't make it out.
I am only going to, I mean, pissed in the sense of, not that it's bad, but pissed for me to say that Oz is Oz is a terrible person no matter what. Regardless of what happens, he's a terrible person. But for me to say, oh man, he's so much worse than I thought he was before, if that that is not going to come from Sophia holding a gun to his head, to Oz's head, and saying, who do you want us to kill first, your mother or Vic? And Oz says, oh yeah, kill Vic first, save my mother. That to me is not going to be like, oh man, I hate Oz, how dare he? It's like, you know what, I'm probably choosing my mother too. in that situation, it's my mother. So he has to do something more than just, I don't know. He has to do something more. Because Colin Farrell's hyping it up. He's saying if you hate Oz, which you have ample reason to hate Oz. You have ample reason to hate Oz up until this point. You need something more. If you need him to hate him that much more.
I think killing off Vic is where they're definitely leading to. I'm telling you, I'm calling him right now.
I can agree with him resulting in Vic's death, but not in that scenario of who do you want, your mother or Vic? It's got to be something else. It could still involve Vic and Oz, whatever he does, resulting in Vic's death, but not just black and white. Your mother or Vic? Which do you want, Oz? Which do you want? I want two pickles.
Oz voice?
I want two pickles. You asked for my mother or Vic? I wanted 2 pickles. That's the quote. That's the quote.
I think Oz could use some help from Vengeance right now.
No, stop. Why do you want the reference?
Vengeance! Vengeance!
Who
Hey,
said
yo, Vengeance. Come on, man. Come over here. Sit with me. Talk to me. I need you to rescue Vic. I'll negotiate for my mother. You save the kid.
you need
He
to
could use some help from some Batman.
you need to see
right
these
now.
interviews with Matt Reeves about the show. He is not putting in Batman whatsoever.
I know he's not. I just feel you elevate your show by 10 by including Batman in your show.
I'm glad you're not in that writer's room.
Yeah, they're not ready for greatness,
They're not ready for mid.
but it's fine. It's fine.
But that's the episode, really.
Yeah, serviceable.
No. I feel like more so it's setting up the finale. You're kind of getting pieces of where everyone's at, gearing up for what's to come. Definitely next week is a part 1 to the finale, and then part 2 obviously is the week after. But it's definitely
You mean the penultimate episode.
The next 2 episodes are gonna be part 1 and part 2 to each other. So shit is about to go down in episode 7, and I cannot wait.
I can wait.
I'm sure you can.
There's a finale coming up this week,
and I'm sure you're shitting your pants in anticipation.
I'm definitely most excited for it. So
I bet. Oh, I
can't
bet.
wait. That one's gonna be. Well, I'll set my bar right here. That way, I don't get too. I don't get too crazy about it, so it's fine. But I'll watch the Penguin. Serviceable show. Nothing special, but
all right.
Enjoyable.
Well, there you have it, folks. There is our takes on the Penguin episode 6. Tune in next week for episode 7, the penultimate episode, and episode 8 right after. This week we probably got a couple episodes coming up as well. We have Venom Last Dance at some point. That's going to be... You guys want to tune in for that one.
Venom.
If you want to see the live show for that, hey, check out the YouTube channel, link in the description box below. And we'll be covering the mid-series finale of Agatha coming up in a couple days on Wednesday. So tune in for that as well. But with that, we're going to wrap things up here. I'm your Yonko host, Dr. Jace Attorney, fellow Yonko Grandmaster Hoop. We'll see you on the next one.